Good evening. I think it is safe to say that we can thank Marilyn McGuire for getting the ball rolling for this reunion. We actually started talking about it 6 years ago when Marilyn could not attend our high school reunion. Then, especially after attending the PCPA reunion, I think she and others were interested in doing the same for the high school theater group. However, procrastination is common, so it finally took missing another 5-year high school reunion last year that got the fire lit and the plan was put into motion. What initially was conceived to be a weekend of drinking and reminiscing has turned into an amazing reliving of our wonder years. I think this weekend also serves as a tribute to Kim and a celebration of his impact on his former students. The core planning committee consists of Marilyn, Jeannie, Cindy, Sean, Val, and Jackie. But besides Marilyn, I think the main driver has been Kim himself. If you remember all the effort we used to put into our performances, this reunion has been that, on steroids. What else would we expect from a man who has spent his whole life producing, directing, and teaching theater? In my profession, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and we consider ourselves second, third, fourth generation descendants of these surgical giants. And similarly, those in the performing arts are descendants of theater giants. Believe it or not, Santa Maria High School Theater has its roots in English theater. B. Iden Payne, born Ben Iden Payne in England in 1881, was an actor and producer who started the first truly repertory theater in England, the Manchester Repertory Company. In the early 1900s, he was instrumental in changing the way Shakespeare plays were produced from the Elizabethan style with long, elaborate set changes to continuous action when a scene would take place in front of a curtain while the set was being changed behind. Payne came to the United States in 1913 and eventually was chairman of the Department of Drama in what is now Carnegie Mellon University, bringing the continuous action style of Shakespearean productions to America. At the 1934 Chicago World's Fair, Payne and Thomas Stevens produced short Shakespeare plays at a reproduction of the original Globe Theater. This was then copied in San Diego, where Payne would direct at the Old Globe Theater on occasion between 1949 and 1964. Payne's unique staging style was also incorporated at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, where he also directed in 1956 and 1961. He went to the University of Texas at Austin in 1946 and was eventually Professor Emeritus of Drama. He was a guest director at Allen Hancock College in 1968. At the University of Texas, one of the 3 theaters is named in his honor, and there are also annual B. Iden Payne Awards. Donovan Marley received his undergraduate degree in theater from Eastern New Mexico University. In the late 50s, he received his graduate degree at UT. Therefore, he can be considered second generation, having studied under Payne. Then, in 1960, after graduate school, Donovan became the drama teacher at Santa Maria High School. In 1965, he was recruited to Allen Hancock College and subsequently established the PCPA. Donovan's goal was to have a core group of actors and production crew that would continuously stage productions rather than having to start from scratch with each new production. Therefore, another UT alum was recruited to join his group, and in order to help pay for him, he took over the teaching and the director's position at Santa Maria High School that Donovan vacated. For the next 3 years, Pat Rucker, along with his wife Judy, continued the advancements of theater at Santa Maria High School. They subsequently moved to Norman, Oklahoma, where Pat received his master's degree and PhD at the University of Oklahoma. He went on to teach at Eastern New Mexico University, at the same university where Donovan received his undergraduate degree. Of note, the actor Ed Harris, on multiple occasions on national TV, credits Pat with getting him started in acting while at the University of Oklahoma. Thus arrives our fearless leader and UT alum, who also was recruited by Donovan. Kim not only took over the teaching and directing responsibilities at Santa Maria High School, but advanced the quality of productions from 1968 to 1971. So you can see that we, especially those of you who've gone on to your own distinctive careers in the performing arts, have come from a line of giants with broad shoulders. We can take pride in that fact and appreciate the exceptional opportunities and experiences that we were privileged to be a part of during that unique time. I think it is most telling that the cover of the high school yearbook went from nondescript to featuring the masks of comedy and tragedy as featured in 1970. I think this speaks volumes for what Donovan, Pat, and especially Kim produced during that amazing decade, which has not been replicated in the 40-plus years since. Kim began life in 1946 at Pampa, Texas, a small West Texas town, the son of Rex and Mildred Wheetley. Pampa is actually quite famous. It's home to the original Alice's restaurant. Woody Guthrie lived there. And the Coney Island Cafe, that has been selling its Coney Island hot dog since 1933. Kim was actually raised outside of a smaller West Texas town, White Deer. If you drive to White Deer, you may come across some of the most famous unknown places on earth. As you can see, it's quite a desolate place, which was perfect for NASA's purpose. White Deer is where they filmed the moon landing. Ed Friendly, an NBC executive, based the TV series Little House on the Prairie on the Wheatleys, and not as widely believed on the books of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Kim attended the White Deer Elementary and High School. Kim began his musical career at age 5 when he asked Santa for and received the accordion. He would then perform with a group of his friends. Rex was the cub master of Kim's troupe when Kim was promoted from Club Troop 81 to Boy Scout Troop 81. Although later to be known as a pacifist, Kim started out as a typical West Texas boy asking for and then receiving his very own Red Ryder BB gun, which he still has and occasionally shoots. Kim continued his musical career playing the piano. He was part of an ensemble which performed Playful Kitten as their recital number. We were able to find a recording of that recital and have isolated Kim's part in it. Kim would have us believe that it was only in high school that he got the theater bug, and indeed he did receive awards for that. And in addition to his award for business, he was also a great typist. I remember seeing his Smith Corolla typewriter sitting on a foam pad. When I asked why, he said that when he types, it would slide across the desk if he doesn't have it on a pad. It's probably easy winning awards when your high school graduating class has only 36 students. But even at UT, Kim continues to excel. However, in a later interview, he tried to convince us that he wanted to be an architect. But we have evidence to the contrary. He wrote, produced, and directed a show in junior high school.
Our folks think we're babes in arms, huh? Well, we'll show them whether we're babes in arms or not. I'm going to write a show for us and put it on right here in Seaport. Stuff that they thing these hicks around here have ever seen. Opening night, we'll have Max Gordon, Sam Harris, Lee Schubert down to give us the once-over. How about it, kid? We'll get every kid in this town on our side, and we'll start right now. What do you say? Right, come on, kids, let's go!
Once in the big city of Austin, and while attending what was known at the time as the Berkeley of the South, Kim did not forget his roots. He'd return home in the summer to direct their summer production, and, as all good sons and daughters do, he would return for the holidays. Kim's resume for the 1970s shows that he had trouble holding down a job for more than 1 or 2 years, so I'm actually surprised that Tennessee would take a risk with him and hire him. But it seems like they did, and his resume for the next 25-plus years is a testament to their wise decision. In closing, I think it speaks volumes that so many of your former students and mentors have continued in their performing arts, and that even those that haven't consider the Wheatley years some of their best years. And while there were the shoulders of giants that you stood on, we too have the shoulders of a giant, your shoulders.